Love Island, trash reality TV, people who are overweight don't take care of themselves, and people who are not successful are ruining your life. I'm not exaggerating. The people, the content, and the environments that we all choose to put ourselves in are changing our energy, our body, the way we look, and ultimately what we attract. I want you to think about the last time, maybe it was a week, maybe a couple days, maybe it was a string of a year where everything was going right. You just kept getting win after win, deal after deal. You met this amazing person. You met this incredible, positive friend group that wasn't jealous, that was amazing and fun to be around. Why did this happen? There was a positive flywheel effect where each thing that you attracted also attracted more positive things. But what was the source of this? What were you doing differently during that season of your life compared to maybe now or another? You were probably around more positive people. You probably weren't saying any or many negative things. Maybe you were just inspired. Maybe you were motivated. Maybe you just taken a new job where the culture was extremely positive. But sometimes life is a lot more simple than we think it is. We're very emotional beings. We all have a negative and positive experiences. We all worry. We all want to be loved. We all want these things. But a lot of times what happens is when negative events happen or negative people come into your life, we immediately go directly inward and go, why do I feel like this? This is bad, and it attracts more things. But we sometimes forget to look at the source of this energy. If we're sitting there watching Love Island every single night, and all we're letting our brain see for an hour and a half or whatever it is arguing, toxicity, cheating, ratchetness, all of this crazy stuff. And then you pick up the phone and you call your best friend and she complains about her ex or about how someone just cheated on her or how she's not faithful or how all men or all women are horrible people. That's going into your brain. How do you think your body, your nervous system, and your energy is going to react when you're now out with your friends and someone comes up to you? If you're a man and you want to attract a great woman, if all of your friends are in horrible relationships and everyone around you is not taking care of their health, not good people, not successful, don't have high morals, and that's all your brain gets to experience, what do you think you're going to attract? On the contrary, let's say every single person that you're around is exactly how you want to become. This for each of you is different, but I'll just give you a couple examples. Let's say everyone works out 4 to 5 times per week. It's not a goal, it's just like a lifestyle. Everyone's fit. Say everyone is having successful businesses. They're going after big things. They're investing. They have incredible jobs. They're around people that motivate them and are talented and really just incredible people. What about if you're around people who always push you to be your best? If you start slacking off, they're going to address things. Let's say your For You page, anytime you see toxic messaging, stuff that is trying to just make us all mad at each other for no reason, you press not interested. You kind of stay off social media unless it's something that's entertaining or funny or actually valuable. That small minor adjustment causes such a ripple effect in not just one area, but every area of your life because you're becoming more positive. You're thinking different thoughts. And that causes a ripple effect on all of the people that you end up meeting and how you actually think. A simple way to kind of approach this is thinking as if we all have an antenna on our head. And whatever thoughts that we are thinking, whatever content we're consuming, whatever people we're around, that frequency, whatever it is, let's say on a 1 to 10 spectrum, 10 is abundant, success, joyful, authentic, everything. And then 1 is fear, worry, greed, jealousy. And you're all the way at 10. That antenna is going to push that frequency out everywhere. And when you're at a coffee shop, someone that comes up to you is not going to be on a level 1. They're probably going to be on a level 9 or 10. The friends that you hang out with all the time are probably going to introduce you to who? Someone that's on level 9 or level 10. If you met a level 1, you wouldn't even be able to see them. They wouldn't even be in your presence because you're vibrating so high. There was this point in my life when I was a lot younger, I was playing junior college football, where there was a lot of negativity around me. And I was always still a positive person, but it was almost as if I couldn't escape it. And then I ended up moving, and I finished off playing football and ended up transferring to Houston. I got this great sales job, and then I saved up for 2 years, started a business. And from about 2018 on, I kid you not, I literally have probably had 2 toxic people ever come across my life, and it was such a random experience that they were gone quicker than they got there. It just isn't a reality to me. I don't have toxic friends. I've never dated someone that is extremely toxic after that point in my life. And it's not that suddenly Earth has no toxic people. It's that my reality does not consist of those individuals. It's not because I'm special. It was just, frankly, a conscious decision to not allow anything into my mind, into my orb, that doesn't reflect this level 9 and level 10 frequency. And if they come into your life, if your confidence and your self-esteem and you know what you want, and you're on that level 9 or level 10, when you see them, you're like, you're not going to invest your energy. If they ask you to hang out, you just say, oh, I can't, I wish you the best. Or you just pull away. You don't have to reply. So you won't even have to experience those realities because you're so consistent on building a life that matches who you are and who you're becoming, right? So if you want to have a better marriage, you want to have better relationships, hang out with guys or women or friends or couples that have incredible relationships. They don't have to give you any advice. Just off their energy alone, your relationship will get better. You know, for example, I have great friends that I met when I lived in Austin. I live in Dallas now. And what's so cool is that when everyone's developing, suddenly you wake up 4 years down the road and everyone has these monster businesses, these huge communities, incredible connections. They're successful, they're well known. And you get to borrow not only their energy, but their intelligence and help each other. This is why when you don't give up and you protect your energy and you do the boring work, that maybe if you do it for a year, most people on the surface aren't going to see a big difference. But in 5 or 10 years, you're the biggest person in your industry. This happens because these positive actions and this positive environment that you've created for yourself has essentially created so much momentum where one thing leads to another. And all of a sudden, without you having to bang on doors and call people and beg for an opportunity, the roles are reversed. And the world starts coming to you because everyone wants to be a part of this level 9 and level 10 energy. So am I telling you to be a boring person and not laugh at funny stuff or watch a reality show that just really makes you happy? I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying to be more conscious about what you are allowing into your mind. Because if we really look at everything from first principles in a very simplistic viewpoint, and we go, let's say right now you're having a problem with your boss, or you're having a problem with a friend, or a problem in a relationship. Diagnose that problem. And then I want you to simply ask yourself, what have you been consuming and who have you been around for the last 2 to 4 weeks? Go on your For You page and just look at like 10 different reels. Put the notes of your phone, the last people you've been hanging out with for the last 2 to 4 weeks. Talk about and write down the topics that you have covered most in the environments, the restaurants, the bars, parks, anything, cities that you have been surrounding yourself in. And I can almost guarantee you the frequency or the consistent energy of all of those things will match or resemble the problems that you're facing now. Almost always. And I learned this lastly, I'll finish off. I built a company that did over 15 million in sales. And the weirdest thing that I would notice is we would let go, like fire, someone in a completely different department than sales. It could have been someone in accounting, project management, that 90% of the company, they didn't even know their name because, the jobs didn't correlate. And by just removing that one person that was toxic or negative or a low performer, we would see sales increase in 1 week, 15 to 20% overnight. We didn't change anything. We didn't change our marketing or sales pitch. We didn't give some grand speech. I didn't send out an email, hey guys, just letting you know, Johnny's not with the company anymore. We wish him the best. Nothing. It's one of the weirdest things you can ever imagine. That's why when you recenter yourself and you meditate and you read and you learn and you protect your energy without changing anything, those level 1 to 4 on the scale of 1 to 10 on the energy spectrum, they just don't call you anymore. They don't even look at your Instagram stories. They usually ask you to hang out. They don't. They don't even know why. And then suddenly you're walking in a park and a level 9 or 10 is like, hey man, I love your watch. Or hey, I've seen you before. And then all of a sudden you build a relationship and a connection, and that causes you to ultimately meet 25 people over the next 10 years that become your best friends, couple that you start businesses with, and it changes your life forever. It starts from within. So whatever problem, goal, or situation you're in right now, don't blame it. Don't obsess over that. Just look in the mirror. Look at your life, because it's a reflection of you and your current inner state. So protect your mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick YouTube video. If you did, press the hype button, like, and comment below what you're going to cut out. And most importantly, have an incredible week. Thanks, guys.